Welcome everybody to a very special edition of the Stay on Course podcast. We're here live at PodFest, and I have an amazing guest. Can you tell everybody about what you do and who you are?
Well, Julie, thank you so much for bringing me on this show. I'm super excited. First of all, my name is Junaid, like lemonade, and I'm the home studio architect. Not only do I help people set up their studios and consult them on what they need to do. I'm also host of the podcast Hacks and Hobbies, Passion to Profit Stories.
Yes, and it's loud here, I understand. It's very confusing because we don't even know what we're doing here. We don't know what sessions to go to, who to talk to first, and there's just so much going on here at PodFest. We're live at PodFest, and again, this is year two. This is year two where we're in front of the GoBox studio. I'm loving this thing, and if you could see, hopefully we'll show it in the end result, in B-roll. We'll have some B-roll of what this looks like, but there are lights, cameras, and we here have all the action. And so you've been here for 3 days, and what has been the most exciting moment that you had?
The exciting moment is, again, it's always meeting the people in the lobbies. There's 80% newcomers, so they get to see and they get to meet veteran podcasters like us.
Like us,
right? Because then they're like, oh my God, what's even possible? This is my 5th year coming to podcast.
Wow.
Right, so I've met so many people, and you kind of build that recognition with people, and they're like, hey, Junaid, it was so good to see you again. And they kind of follow your journey along the way, and they see the growth as well. So that's been really powerful for me coming to the show.
Yeah, I love coming here, meeting people, the energy, the vibe. It's always so much fun. Orlando's been kind of cold this week.
Yes, it's been kind of cold, and I was hoping for a warmer weather coming from Northern Virginia.
Yes.
But I was like, you know what? I guess I'm glad I brought my jacket.
Yeah, absolutely. So somebody was interviewing me this morning, and I got excited about the question she asked. She asked, what was the hot take of the conference? What are you taking away? What did you learn that was new that you heard for the very first time?
So a realization that came to me that was new that I think is, and it's probably pretty normal for most people to think about it. Now, if you go back to school and high school, what's happening every single year? A student goes from grade 1 to grade 2 to grade 3. They are elevating every single year.
Yes.
They're compounding that knowledge from past year and implementing the next year.
Okay.
As podcasters, we need to do the same.
I like that.
And the story that in the keynote, Pat Flynn did a keynote this year. He was talking about how he came from being a blogger to then being an author, then becoming a podcaster, and now he's on his next level where he's a YouTuber, and throughout this entire journey, he's been transparent of how much money he's made. That's why he's got the Smart Massive Income podcast. He's sharing how much money each experiment makes him and costs him.
Okay.
Right, so he's stepping up.
Every
single time. So we want to bring all of that past experience that you have, that we've acquired through our life experience, and see how can I bring that experience with the new era of AI, with the new era of the things that are available to us.
I love that because last year, and I'm glad you said that because I was trying to think about what my hot take was. Because last year I learned so much. I sat in all the sessions and I was really curious about monetization, sponsorships, all of those things. I wanted to know how to make money with my podcast. And this year I'm like, well, what am I learning this year? And this year I'm learning how to grow my audience.
Yes.
And so this year I'm learning how to do better at social media, grow my audience, because I always thought about my podcast as a mechanism to meet new people and talk to them to grow my business. Absolutely. But now I'm thinking about, how do I grow my audience? How do I become the front person and grow the audience for the Stay on Course podcast? And that's my hot take. And the other hot take for me, sorry, do you mind that I'm sharing my hot take here? My hot take for me is, you cannot build an empire by yourself.
No way.
You know what I mean?
It is impossible.
You do need support, and support costs money, unfortunately, right? So we need to understand how much money we can invest into ourselves, our businesses, and how to reach that next level, because with podcasting and marketing, it's very difficult to do it by yourself. It's very difficult to make a name for yourself, to grow a business without having that support. So that's what I'm taking away. That's my hot take.
I love it, because if you think about it, Julie, to come to this event is an investment.
Yes.
Right? It's an investment in time and money. And what you take back from it is how you implement all of the things that we've learned into our businesses. So
Absolutely.
thank you so much for sharing.
Well, Junaid, it's been an amazing 3 days here at PodFest. I'm super excited about next year coming back again and doing our third interview.
Oh my God, it's going to be so much fun.
Well, thank you so much for being a guest on the Stand Course podcast. It's always a pleasure to hear your expertise, and I'd love to have you back on the show.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Julie.